part of our service where you welcome each other in whatever way feels right to you.
Yes, I'm only here for
I have some good news for you. Unity of Houston, along with Peace Camp Houston, are collaborating on offering 2 different camps here. One will be June the 9th through the 13th, and that will be for 1st through 5th graders. The second camp will be July the 14th through the 18th, and that will be for 6th through 12th graders. Both of these camps will be fun, dynamic, interactive, a lot of crafts. So if you would like more information, go to our Unity of Houston website, click on Youth and Family, and scroll down to the summer camp. There you'll find all the information about the Peace Camp, along with a registration form. Both of these camps are offering full scholarships and partial scholarships. We don't want to see any child turned away due to financial reasons. So we hope to see your child or teen here this summer.
That is a wonderful opportunity. So if you know a child or a teen that would like to be a part of this, please don't let this opportunity go by. We just got back from Ireland. A few of us did. I see a few of my Irish people there. Raise your hand if you're with me in Ireland. There they are. There they are. Sacred travel is something we do at Unity, and I am just, every time we do it, I'm like, oh, this is why we do it. The spiritual connection that we made with the place that we're traveling, the people there, and with each other was really just profound. And we've got another one coming up in August. This is our Spirit at Sea Music at Sea cruise with myself, Karen Drucker, and Gary Lynn Floyd. It's a big boat, so there are lots of opportunities. It's ship. I've been told never say boat. It's a ship. And we have lots of opportunities. I think we have already about 50 people from Unity of Houston going. We have about 250 people just for the New Thought Music part of this cruise in Alaska. And it's August in Houston. I think you want to come. So we are beginning to put people together who need a roommate. We were able to do that just this last week. So that isn't there. You can do that if you go to helpful links on our website. If you scroll down beneath all the first pictures you see, and you'll see some bullet points of different colors. Hit Travel with Unity, and you can find out all you need to know about that. June 1st is the beginning of Pride Month, which we honor and celebrate here at Unity of Houston. We're starting today with a wonderful workshop called Transgender, It's Not Just a Trend, Understanding and Supporting Transgender People. This is really educational. If you've been getting some information about trans people that you may not sure is right, and there's a lot of it out there right now, trans people are really being targeted and scapegoated in a lot of unhealthy ways in our culture. And we at Unity of Houston, we stand strong with our trans brothers and sisters, and we are here to educate our community about what this means. Denise O'Doherty is an expert in this field. She is a long-time member of Unity of Houston. She is a long-time therapist here in Houston, and she's just wonderful. So right after the service, 12:30 in the chapel, I'll be there. Come join us. Next Sunday, we have our Youth and Family Ministry promotion ceremony. We used to call it graduation, but now it's promotion. We like getting promotions at Unity. So after the service next week, you're welcome to come on over to the education building. We'll have lunch for us, and we have to see all of these children move into the next class up. It's a beautiful thing. And right now, I'd like to let you know about a new group that has formed. It is forming here at Unity of Houston called the Black Women's Circle, and we have our leaders here, and they're going to come and tell you all about it. Please welcome them.
Good morning. Good morning. Oh, we can do better than that. Good morning. Good morning. Yes. So I have a question for you. Have you noticed that we have a lot of groups here at Unity? Yeah. We have spirit groups. We have a next gen group. We have a Unity men's group. We even have an animal kinship ministry. And while these groups are very different, the one thing they all have in common is that they offer us a wonderful opportunity to build connection and community. And so we are thrilled this morning to introduce you to the newest group, the Black Women's Circle at Unity.
The Black Women's Circle is a unique
sacred space to gather, reflect, and nurture our spirits. Deeply rooted in faith and guided by divine principles, we build connections and community. We honor our cultural values and traditions, and we embrace the power of rest as a spiritual practice.
We want to invite the Black Women of Unity to join us on Sunday, June 22nd, for our first gathering titled Freedom as Community. Together we'll look at freedom from a spiritual perspective. We'll honor the legacy of our foremother, Harriet Tubman, and we'll explore what it truly means to claim our own freedom, personally and collectively.
So Black women, please mark your calendars for Sunday, June 22nd, 12:30 p.m. in the Chapel for Freedom as Community. To learn more about our group, to RSVP for our June 22nd event, or to sign up to be on our mailing list, visit Debbie Mack and all of us at the welcome table in the lobby right after today's service. Thank you and happy Sunday.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Naima. We're so grateful for the leadership that you're bringing to this. What a great thing. Thank you. Now is the time we're preparing for, not quite yet preparing for meditation. I want to welcome newcomers and visitors. If that's you, we have a gift for you today. If you're here in the sanctuary with us, it's your first time, go to out in the lobby at the welcome table. You see a lot of gift bags of different colors. One of them has your name on it. Stop by there, and our team will be able to answer any questions you have about Unity of Houston. If you're watching online, we invite you to fill out the online connection card. We'd just like to know who you are, how you found out about us, and whether or not you'd like to be on our mail list. But wherever you are on your spiritual path, we want you to know this community welcomes and celebrates who you are. Thank you. Now it's time to begin our meditation. Siobhan's going to do a beautiful Stevie Wonder song just to open our hearts and move us into that space.
If it's pleasing, then why can't it be never leaving? Like the day that never fails, like on seashores there are shells, like the time that always tells. It holds the key to every heart throughout the universe. It fills you up without a bite, quenches every thirst. So, if it's magic, then why can't it be everlasting? Like the sun that always shines, like the poet in a rhyme, like the galaxies of time.
Thank you, Siobhan. This is a meditation that I bring from time to time. This is called Just Like Me. It's a Buddhist practice, but this version of it comes from Ram Dass. So I invite you to close your eyes, find your breath, release any thought of anything that happened before or anything that comes after. Become present. And right here and right now, we enter this space of practice. This space of release and opening. This space of connecting to each other and to the divine. For this practice, I invite you now to call to mind someone in the world, someone in your life, or even your family, that you've been sitting in judgment of. And while I know we're all on a spiritual path, this is something that we all do. So We release any sense of wrong about that, and we just hold this person in our hearts and minds, whoever that is for you, for this meditation practice. And allow these words to open your heart to a deep reality, a deep truth. This person has a body and mind just like me. This person has feelings, emotions, and thoughts just like me. This person has experienced physical and emotional pain and suffering just like me. This person has at some time been sad, disappointed, angry, or hurt, just like me. This person has felt unworthy or inadequate, just like me. This person worries and is frightened sometimes, just like me. This person will die, just like me. This person has longed for friendship, just like me. This person is learning about life, just like me. This person wants to be caring and kind to others, just like me. This person wants to be content with what life has given, just like me. This person wishes to be free from pain and suffering, just like me. This person wishes to be safe and healthy, just like me. This person wishes to be happy, just like me. This person wishes to be loved, just like me. And so now, with our hearts opened, remembering this deep truth of our connection to God and to each other, we rest in the power and the presence of the one life, one spirit, one light, one infinite good that is God. As we open to have the divine fulfill our needs in this life, we welcome that experience for everyone that we know and love and everyone that exists in this moment. We remember for ourselves and for every living being that God is here and all is well. Amen.
in my life. It's gonna feel real good, gonna make a difference, gonna make it right. As I turn up the collar on my old favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind. To see the kids in the streets without enough to eat, who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their needs? A summer's disregard, a broken bottle top, and a one-man soul. They follow each other on the wind, you know, 'cause they got nowhere to go. That's why I want you to know I'm starting with a man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make the change. La 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 la. Oh yeah, I've been a victim of a selfish kind of love. It's time that I realize that there was some no home and not a nickel to loan. Could it be really me pretending that they're not alone? A willow deeply scarred, somebody's broken heart, and a washed out dream. They follow the pattern of the wind, you see, 'cause they've got no place to be. That's why I'm starting with me. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Yeah, I'm asking her to change her ways. And no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make that change. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself, then make the change. You gotta get it right while you got the time. 'Cause when you close your heart, then you close your mind. That man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make that change.
Thank you, Unity Band. Even though that was attributed to Michael Jackson, who, of course, recorded it, it was actually written by a woman named Sita Garrett. And she was a member of our sister church in Los Angeles, Agape International Spiritual Center. And their choir performed that song with her many times. And so just want to give Sita the credit there, because it's an incredible song. And it's no mistake that it comes from our teaching, because we teach and practice to the best of our ability oneness. We teach that we're all one with God and one with each other. So, you may have noticed my talk title, Judge Not. Many of you will know what this is from. It's one of the most famous sayings of Jesus of Nazareth. Judge not, lest you be judged. You know, I have been in Ireland and Scotland the last couple of weeks and just got back on Tuesday night, and I'd missed my prayer call with my amazing friend and prayer partner, Maggie Cole. So on Thursday, we were having our talk. We're getting caught up, and she asked me about the trip, and then she was like, what are you going to talk about this Sunday? And I said, don't judge. And it got really quiet on the Zoom. And she said, I think I'm busy. So I'm going to start off by just reading the passage from the Gospel of Matthew. And biblical scholars agree that this, what we call the Sermon on the Mount, it's the most creditable teaching that are attributed to Jesus, that it's all of the works that we have, that it was all, oral tradition that somebody wrote down in that first century. There are hundreds of copies of this. They're all different a little bit here and there, but this is largely agreed upon. This, if you want the essence of what Jesus of Nazareth, that beautiful master teacher over 2,000 years ago in the Middle East taught, this is it. And I'm here to tell you, it's a hard teaching. But we're going to do our best I'm going to hopefully give you some hope from this today. This comes from Matthew chapter 7, verses 1 through 5. Judge not, that you be not judged. For with the judgment you pronounce, you will be judged, and the measure you give will be the measure you get. I love this part. Why do you see the speck in your brother's eye, but do not notice the log in your own eye? That is an image, isn't it? Or how can you say to your brother, let me take that speck out of your eye, when there is a log in your own eye? First, take the log out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to take the speck out of your brother's eye. Speaking of this psychological concept called shadow projection. And Jesus gave this teaching 2,000 years before Sigmund Freud or Carl Jung. That we judge others from the unhealed places within ourselves. And I love that we are a oneness community. We are a non-dual teaching of Christian teaching. That we hold it that, and this is where we really differ from traditional churches. I know it's Sunday morning at 11 o'clock and there's an old guy with white up here on the stage in a suit. I know it looks like traditional church, but we're really different in this way. In traditional Christianity, particularly evangelical Christianity, there is the in-group and the out-group. The out-group is much bigger than the in-group. And what we have staked our claim in the ground of faith is that no, we're all in this together. That it's impossible to be anywhere but within the very life of God. However, as we sometimes forget, others forget too. And when we see other people forgetting that they're in the life of God, and when they are acting from that which is not love, they're acting from a false belief in who they are and what's real, then what do? We judge them. I have 3 points in a poem. I always try to do that. My first point is, this is an impossible commandment. We're going to judge. I'm going to judge. Let me just say that. I'm going to judge. Because I'm not done yet on my spiritual healing work. I'm not finished evolving in this lifetime. There are still places, and they're in my shadow. I'm not aware of the log in my own eye. So when I see somebody doing something that I don't like, I judge it. And I don't even know that I'm really judging myself. Let's go to a contemporary teacher, the amazing Brene Brown, Houston's own. She says this. I love that she is a researcher. Research tells us that we judge people in areas where we are vulnerable to shame, especially picking folks who are doing worse than we are doing. If I feel good about my parenting, I have no interest in judging other people's choices. If I feel good about my body, I don't go around making fun of other people's weight or appearance. We're hard on each other because we're using each other as a launching pad out of our own perceived shaming deficiencies. Do you believe that? I do too. I've learned about it in a different way in my recovery work, where I was taught the phrase, you spot it. Yeah, I see my brothers and sisters out there who know that path. That there are times that I am judging others and really, really bothered by it. We sometimes use the word triggered. That I see something on the world that is just, I can't stand it when they do that. And we see that because we ourselves are not fully healed. We don't fully embody our oneness with God and each other. So the idea here is to not add more shame into our unconscious shame by our judging. I used to think I had an out, too, with the judging. What if I just judge the judgmental people? Does that help? No. It's not going to work. We're all growing. And so I want to break apart that teaching from Jesus and start not with the first phrase, which is judge not, but the second. And let's reverse that. What if instead he said, if you don't want to be judged, don't judge others? How does it feel when someone judges you, particularly when they judge you wrongly? Well, it may even hurt worse when they judge you rightly. I don't know. Probably. But it does not feel good to be judged and condemned and found lacking. Now, the truth is, we aren't. Jesus said also that you are the light of the world. It's in that same passage called the Sermon on the Mount. He says, you are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. So if they have these two things, like we're going to judge, but we're the light of the world, there's the paradox of called being a human being, or a spiritual being having a human experience, as someone somewhere back there coined. That's a beautiful way to hold it. I am an eternal, deathless, birthless, changeless expression of God's own life, and I'm having this birth experience, this life experience. I'll have this death experience, and while we're here, we judge. We judge the crap out of stuff. We just do. And so I don't want to make you feel guilty because of your judging, but what I want to invite you into is some freedom. And if we can recognize that when we're in judgment, that it's pointing back to something in us that is unhealed, and that's where we do the work. It doesn't actually say not to remove the speck from your brother's eye or your sister's eye. It says, first, remove the log. And how do we do that? Well, somehow we have to bring that which is hidden in our unconscious to our conscious. And here's what I've come to learn about the shadow. You can't see it, but you can see where it's been. And it reminds me of a beautiful passage in the Exodus story. And Moses said, God, I want to see your face. Show me your face. And God said, you can't handle my face. That's the way God talks in this story. He said, but what you can't, I'll do this for you. I'm going to place you in the cleft of this rock, and I will pass by, and after I pass by, you can gaze upon my hind parts. And that is biblical. That's how it's recorded in the King James. And so this happened, and the glory of God was still beyond Moses' ability to comprehend or integrate. They said when he came down from the mountain, he was shining from just seeing God's hind parts. But the metaphysics of that passage is you can't define the divine. You can't say what God is, but you can see where God has been. And the same is true of our shadow. If you have dated that same man 5 boyfriends in a row, that's your shadow. Have you ever noticed, and I know that all of us have alcoholism in our family somewhere. I am a recovering alcoholic, and we have it in my family, everywhere in my family. But there's a thing that often happens. The people that grow up in alcoholic homes, if they don't become an alcoholic, they marry one. Why is that? It's because the bite fits the wound. There is an unconscious, shadowy something there that calls the familiar to itself. And we all have it in different degrees. That's just one example. And if we're willing to just explore it and see where are these patterns of behavior and thinking that are creating situations in my life which I don't like. And maybe I don't even see it in my own life, but if I can see it out there, that's a good place to explore too. What is my judgment trying to tell me about me? And then, how do we remove that log? Well, here's what I've had to do for 40 years. Therapy. Recovery. I do a lot of recovery work still. This incredible teaching we call New Thought, which is designed to clean up our false beliefs and thinking. It's designed to show us our error thoughts so we can release them and come back to the truth of who God has created us to be. Those are my three primary paths. And I've used other modalities. I've used other systems for me to begin to shine the light on my soul, to reveal the shadow and release it into the no-thingness from which it came, and so I can live a little bit more of that light of the world that Jesus told me I am. But you got to do the work. And I get tired. Lord, I get tired. Weary of doing all this work. Really, I'm still working on that. I'm going to say it one more time. Sorry, Mom. If it's not one thing, it's your mother. A mom said, could you stop saying that, please, Michael? And I was like, well, I guess sorry I didn't. But it's also my father. It's also the church I grew up in. Those early childhood wounds are still with me. And I think I've healed all of it, and here it comes again. And I would tell you what, I have learned not to be angry or disappointed by that, although sometimes I still am, but just go, okay, if I'm willing to look at this, examine this, bring one of my modalities to this, and keep the practice going, I will discover more freedom. And I don't know about you, but that's what I want. I want freedom from every limiting thought and idea about me, and I want freedom to be the truth God says I am. That's what I'm looking for. And so I'm going to use the things I'm judging in the world as an indicator, as an arrow pointing the way of my freedom. And I encourage you to do the same. It comes to the question of this: would you rather be right or would you rather be happy? There's actually a 1920s musical written, I'd rather be right. It's an old question, and some people have answered it the other way. No, I'd just rather be right. And we can fight ideological battles, and we can, bring our ammunition against their ammunition, and we can even win some of those battles, but what have we really won? We've actually just sown more division, more separation. Now, I'm not saying that we don't establish healthy boundaries and we don't protect the innocent in the world. And we don't have to judge people to do those things. I'd like to share with you, Ernest Holmes wrote a beautiful piece called Find Me One Person. It's actually in a larger sermon he gave at the Asilomar conference grounds in California, where I had the opportunity to sing and speak a couple times, and got to sing there many times. I actually stood on this place where Ernest Holmes gave this sermon. Find me one person who is for something and against nothing, who is redeemed enough not to condemn others out of the burdens of his own soul, and I will find another Savior, another Jesus, and an exalted human being. Find me one person who no longer has any fear of the universe or of God or of man or of anything else, and you have brought to me someone in whose presence we may sit, and fear shall vanish as clouds before the sunlight. Find me one person, someone who has redeemed her own soul, and she shall be my redeemer. Find me one person, someone who has given all that he has in love without morbidity, and I will have found the lover of my soul. Is this not true? Why? Because he will have revealed to me the nature of God and proved to me the possibility of all human souls. Find me one person who can get her own littleness out of the way, and she shall reveal to me the immeasurable magnitude of the universe in which I live. That's what we're about. That's what we're about, to be that person who has so redeemed their own judging, separating mind and knows the truth of who they are in God, and we can all be lifted by that raised consciousness. And we don't have to be right. We can be love. We don't have to be right. We can be free. We don't have to be right. We can be the peace of God on earth. And the work never ends. Boy, it's quiet in here right now. This used to really bother me. It's like, when do I get finished? When do I get my A? When do I get to make the New Thought honor roll? When do I get to say, I've done my work and I'm healed? Well, it doesn't exist. The work will continue. The nature of living in incarnate reality is evolution. that we are always moving up the spiral of freedom and becoming, always releasing anything that occludes the light that we are. And this work will continue as long as we have a body, I'm sure. And I just have a sense that even beyond that. Meister Eckhart, the beautiful Christian mystic from the Middle Ages, he said this: "There never was a man who forsook himself so much that he could not find more in himself to forsake." And it's not being self-critical of our nature. It's recognizing where we have been in error. In Unity, Charles Fillmore was so great about teaching that we use the word sin sometimes. We do use a lot of traditional Christian language here, but I promise you we're not using it in the way that harmed you. We're trying to use this, we're a part of this tradition of healing founded upon the teachings of Jesus so that we can all find greater freedom. So if some of the words trip you up a little bit, I just encourage you just to hold it lightly and know that I'm not meaning the same thing. And I've lost my point. I was giving you so much context, I just lost it. Oh, well, here we go. I have a lot of quotes today. I apologize for that. I know my friend Maggie Cole likes it when I just put the iPad down and just go to preaching, but I've got some things other people have said it better. This comes from Ram Dass in his wonderful book on the Bhagavad Gita called Living the Bhagavad Gita. He said, "I've said before that the span of progress of the spiritual path is about one body length. We take a step and we fall flat on our faces. We take a step and we fall flat on our faces because it was another impure trip. So we pull ourselves up and we take another step and we fall again. And that seems to be about the rate at which we grow. So when you're listening to hear your dharma, which is your path of revelation, there is very little likelihood that you're going to hear the pure message. You're going to hear another message. But you just keep turning and tuning through study, through meditation, through falling on your face, and slowly, slowly, these practices start to work. Your attachment to the whole business starts to get less and less. Falling flat on your face is a spiritual practice. It's really true. Isn't that great? We grow by the body length. I've done it. I continue to do it. And now it's not surprising. And I don't want you to feel like, I don't want to glamorize the pain and the struggle and the suffering. But I do want to normalize the work. And sometimes it does feel like a struggle. And I have yet to meet a human being, a person who's still in a body, who doesn't occasionally suffer. And if we can surrender that suffering and that struggle and that pain into the one light, we will find freedom. So my last point, set yourself free. Because here is the good news and the bad news. The good news is nobody in this whole world can hold you back from your freedom. No one. The bad news is you're doing that job pretty well. And there's good news too, because you have this thing called choice. You have this thing called will. And you, if you're willing to get willing, that's the thing I learned. I'm not willing to change, but I'm willing to be willing. That's a place to start. I'm willing to be really bad at meditation, but I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to sit in the chair anyway. I'm willing to pray even though I don't really know how to pray. I'm willing to take a class here at Unity of Houston that might teach me how to pray and how to meditate. I'm willing to come to gather in spiritual community and hear something that might inspire me. I'm willing to be willing to do that. These are practices. And I love when Ram Dass said, the falling flat on our face continues, but little by little, over time, all of these practices do what they're supposed to do. And we change. In the early days of the recovery movement, Bill Wilson, who founded Alcoholics Anonymous, he had a tremendous, sort of out-of-body spiritual experience. He felt himself lifted on a mountaintop, and there was a great blowing wind, and he experienced the presence of God. And from that moment forward, he never took a drink. And so he knew, and this actually comes from Carl Jung, that those who do recover from addiction are those who have a spiritual experience, a psychic change as a result of a spiritual experience. And so they preached early on, you got to have one of these mountaintop experiences. And then other people were like, hey, Bill, I've had no mountaintop. And so they coined the phrase, a spiritual experience of the educational variety. Equally as powerful. You don't have to see God's hind parts. But just keep doing the right thing. You know the secret of my success in spirituality? It's 2 words. Don't quit. Don't quit. I want to sometimes, but I don't. I'm stubborn that way. I'm a Taurus, like you. I don't quit. I ought to quit sometimes on other things, but I don't. But eventually, if I don't quit doing the good stuff, if I don't quit the practice, I find freedom. And that's what we're about. I have learned that I can set myself free. I want to offer you another frame to this before we complete. From A Course in Miracles. This comes, the concept is the circle of atonement. Each one you see, you place within the holy circle of atonement or leave outside, judging him fit for crucifixion or redemption. If you bring him into the circle of purity, you will rest there with him. If you leave him without, you join him there. To accuse is to not understand. A few years ago, John Moore was here teaching a workshop on the Course in Miracles, and he and I were walking in the park that day, and he was like, I want an exercise about how we can do this. And so I kind of helped him create this practice, and it was really cool. We were in the pyramid, about circles of about 8 or 10 people, and John instructed us to call to mind somebody that we were currently in judgment of, and then ask someone in the circle to represent that person, and we'll go over, and as soon as we did, that person took us by the hand and took us out of the circle. Took us over to the side. We were not in the circle anymore. And we just gazed at that person. No words were spoken until we were ready to see this person representing our father or our ex or whoever it was. And then we would lead that person back into the circle. And we were both back in the circle of love, in the circle of God. And it was I'm a kinesthetic learner sometimes. And I remember the woman named Barbara she grabbed me by the hand and physically pulled me out of God. And it didn't feel good. And I had the power to reconcile this within me and come back. This is the invitation for all of us. If we're willing to look at our judgment, get rid of our judgment about us being judgmental, and look at it with curiosity and openness, and being willing to change what we're seeing. I want to share with you, I have fallen in love with poetry kind of late in my life, probably the last 20 years. I was not a fan of poetry that much growing up, but being in Ireland, they love poetry. And we had the opportunity when we were in Liscannor, by the cliffs of Moher, to have this wonderful holder of the traditional music, Noreen, and she is also an interfaith minister, and her son, Michael, who was also a traditional musician. Beautiful, beautiful music, but he was a poet as well. And they came, and for me, that was one of my favorite parts of the trip, was just to be in their presence. And Michael said, the history of Ireland is one of invasions. That those people have endured so much for so long. And yet there is a heart, there is a connection, there is a resilience there. And he read us a poem that he had written, or recited it. And I love that he brought a lot of the traditional Irish symbology and a geographical place. We stood in a 7,000-year-old stone circle, and we meditated. Near there is a lake where Noreen's mother grew up. And there was this big piece of family lore, is that she fell through the ice one winter. and one of the goddesses who lived under the ice was pulling her down, and she was saved somehow. I don't remember all the story. And her grandson, Michael, he turned this into a beautiful poem to parallel his own experience of going through a dark night of the soul when he was experiencing suicidal ideation. And it was so powerful, with a drum, boom, reciting this poem. Pádraig Ó Tuama is a wonderful Irish poet that I have really come to love. And I'm not even going to read one of his poems, but he said this, that I don't think that we need to spend so much time on the future. He said, I think we need to spend more time on the present, because it is in the present that we have the ability to heal what needs to be healed and create a different future. And he used this as an example. He said, if I'm addicted to power, I thought that was an interesting choice for him to offer as an example, then I will be doing things that create a future that come from that addiction to power. But if instead I use my time here to heal that, to do the work, go to the silly therapy session, go to the silly meeting, come to this silly church, if we do that work of healing, then we create a future that is more aligned from our wholeness. The question for you I have today is this: how can paying attention to who and what you're judging invite you into a healing here and now? When we were with Noreen and Michael, I asked them to speak on the relationship between loss and longing, and they didn't do it. But I've been contemplating it, and I felt like Michael's poetry just really began to speak to it. And what I've come to understand about poetry, and our Stacy is a really good poet. She shared a piece that she wrote last month. It was just quite beautiful. It uses as few syllables as possible to open us into this relationship of loss and longing, our human experience and the divine reality of who we are. It just opens a space for us to explore a deeper truth that is beyond the words. And so I wrote this: maybe our judgment of what is wrong in others and in the world is pointing us to a deep hurt in ourselves. And maybe instead of being angry at the stupidity and the violence in the world, we can open to the longing that we all carry within us, the longing to become the best and deepest and most authentic self that we can, and to the possibility of living our deepest, most authentic life. The poem that I've chosen today, it's called The Gate by Marie Howe. I want to give you a little context. Marie, former poet laureate, she was a professor of poetry. She, incredible, grew up in a big, crazy Catholic family. And she had a brother, I think about 10 years younger than her, John, who died of AIDS. And they were always close. And he was born in 1961. I was born in 1966. And I wanted to bring this poem to honor that generation just before me and who lost so many. And as we're beginning our celebration of Pride here at Unity, this is why we do Pride, because there are people still being oppressed, people still being held outside the circle of God and of family because of who they love and what feels right for their own expression of gender. When I was coming out in the 80s, I was told that AIDS was the punishment of God upon gay men. And it did a number on me, as you can imagine. That kind of thinking is still out there, and it's happening a lot to our trans brothers and sisters right now. And I want us to take a step back and see that even this difficult moment we're in right now is an opening. So Marie took the loss of her beloved gay brother, John, and she calls this poem The Gate. I had no idea that the gate I would step through to finally enter this world would be the space my brother's body made. He was a little taller than me, a young man but grown himself by then, done at 28. having folded every sheet, rinsed every glass he would ever rinse under the cold and running water. This is what you've been waiting for, he used to say to me. And I'd say, what? And he'd say, this, holding up my cheese and mustard sandwich. And I'd say, what? And he'd say, this, sort of looking around. Would you pray with me? This is what we've been waiting for. This moment of invitation to remember the holiness of all things and all people. And so in this moment, I open my heart as wide as I can to take it all in. That God has not withdrawn its presence or power or love from any person. There is no space in this world that is without possibility of transformation and healing. And so on this day, by faith I proclaim that we are the light of the world. And everyone we see, everyone we judge, is the light of the world. And our work is not to judge and condemn, but to see beneath surface appearance, see beneath the bad choices and the stupid violence in this world, and to see that even there, forgotten and in shadow, is that ray of light. And if I'm willing to hold this for others, then it opens the space for me to remember my own light. That I too am the light of the world, flawed and human though I may be, falling on my face as a spiritual practice. God uses me. God uses us all to shine, to heal, so that we may all be free. Thank you, God. Amen. This is what you've been waiting for. This wild and precious life, to quote another poet, that is yours with all of the problems, yeah. This is what you've been waiting for. This community offers you a space of healing and connection. If no one has told you today that you are worthy of love and belonging, that you are the light of the world, I'm here to tell you, you are. And if no one has told you today that they love you, I love you. God bless you.
Reverend Michael, thank you so much for that powerful message, that beautiful, powerful spiritual message. We're so happy you're back. Thank you. This is a time for us where we give back to this ministry that touches our lives in so many ways, that feeds us spiritually and nurtures us and loves us and wraps their arms around us during good times and bad times. This is our time to give back to this ministry. So I invite you to take your love offering in your heart. There are so many ways to give here. You'll see those on the screens. And as you take your love offering into your heart, let's join together in our offertory blessing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all the good I am and have, all the good I give and receive. And so it is. Amen.
Alone in a room, it's just me and you. I feel so lost, 'cause I don't know what to do. And what if I choose the wrong thing to do? I'm so afraid of disappointing you, so I need to talk to you and ask you for your guidance, especially today when my life seems so cloudy. Guide me until I'm sure I open up my heart. Oh yes, my hopes and dreams are fading fast. I'm all burned out, I don't think my strength's gonna last. So I'm crying out to you, Lord. I know that you're the only one who is able to pull me through. So you know I need to talk to you and ask you for your guidance, especially today when my world seems so cloudy. Lord, guide me until I'm sure I open up my heart. Oh yes, yes I do. So show me how to do things your way. Don't let me make the same mistakes over and over again. Your will be done, and I'll be the one to make sure that it's carried out. And in me, I don't want any doubt. That's why I want to talk to you. Yes, I do. Ask you for your guidance, especially today when my world seems just a little bit cloudy. Lord, you guide me through. That's why I open up my heart, my heart, my heart, my heart. Oh, all I need to do is just hear a single word from you. Ooh, I open up my heart. Just one Lord can make the difference in what I do, Lord. Guide me until I'm sure I open my heart. Oh, you just say one word. Open up my heart to you. You're the lover of my soul, the captain of my sea, and I need one word from you. That's why I open up my heart.
So I have a couple of closing announcements this afternoon. We do have the workshop today in the chapel, Transgender is Not Just a Trend, Understanding and Supporting Transgender People. We also have our next Gen. We'll meet today in the art gallery. They're having a book swap and board games, and childcare will be available for both of those events. Midweek here at Unity, we have Sound Healing Journey with Tanette. That'll be at 7 p.m. in the Pyramid. Childcare is available by request. You can submit your Father's Day photos through our website, through our helpful links on our website. And you can go to our homepage for more information on our website about all today's announcements. Our prayer partners will be down front if you need prayer this morning, and we thank you so much. Thank you.
So I invite you to stand as you're able to join us in singing our peace song as we close our service. Join me in the powerful words of our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And today we proclaim that God is good all the time.
It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. In a beautiful world.